Are these Canada's best EVs? Stay tuned to find out.
The 2025 Canadian Electric Car of the Year.
Hi, it's Mark Marmer from Signature Electric. So we're down here at the 2025 Canadian Auto Show. I came down the escalator this morning and this caught my attention. Here's BMW taking this massive space to show off their 100% electric vehicles. This was probably something that was unheard of 5 or 6 years ago. Cars were stuck in a corner, and this year there's a contest for the best electric vehicle of the year. So we're going to take a look at the 3 vehicles that are in that contest, and we're going to have a chance to examine them and see who's going to be the winner. So we're looking forward to that being announced very shortly. And for us, we're not always that interested in the fit and finish of the cars. We're hoping manufacturers are making good quality vehicles, but we're interested in how does it come now in terms of range? How fast is this car going to charge? This charging end of it is the part that really catches our attention, and things have definitely improved. So I'm looking forward to spending some time here today, looking at some of the specific vehicles, talking with some of the manufacturers, and bringing some information to our audience. So let's go in and take a look and see what's happening. We're in the Stellantis booth. I'm with Mike Zimkovich, and the interest was the Fiat. The Fiat was one of the runners-up this year. It didn't take first place, but a very interesting entry as far as I'm concerned, fitting a kind of an interesting niche.
Yeah, so this is the Fiat 500e, great little small micro compact vehicle built in Italy. It's actually Canada's lowest priced electric vehicle.
So I want to hold you there because this is really important, because we've been doing this for a very long time, and all I hear is EVs are more expensive. We're getting there now. We're getting to a point where I just looked at a vehicle that's $115,000, and that's fine. There's people that buy $115,000 cars, but we need to have vehicles in other price ranges. This is quite a reasonable price range and fits a very interesting need, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and you're right. We need price ranges to fit all kinds of...
Like we always did, right?
Exactly. It's no different than a
gasoline-based
vehicle, right? We want to get people into these cars, comfortable driving these cars, comfortable with the technology, and this car does that for us. So it starts at $39,995. Tons of value in this car. It's a great little city car. So if you're in Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, perfect. Easy to park, very good range, fast charging.
And we talk about people driving an average of 50 kilometers a day. So, this is perfect with overnight charge.
Right.
No,
so the range of this car does 227 kilometers, which to your point is more than enough for most people.
Yeah.
So your daily commute, you go to work, back, drop the kids off at school, whatever. It's very, very functional, and it kind of hits that sweet spot.
And it might even be a family that has 2 cars.
So we're seeing a lot of that. You know, people have a bigger UV, maybe a pickup truck, whatever. But this is the second vehicle in their garage, and if they're just going to bebop around town on the weekend or whatnot, it's a great fit for them.
Is it well supported in terms of if I'm looking for maintenance here in Canada? Is it going to be okay?
They have, I want to say, 125 Fiat dealers in Canada. So yeah. So certainly in all the major metros. Yeah, and then we have kind of regional centers in some of the smaller markets.
That's great, Mike. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We're at the Chevy area now. This is an all EV, so it's not a mix of vehicles. We've got the Equinox over here, the Chevy Blazer, a very popular vehicle, and back at the back is BrightDrop. The BrightDrop's a very interesting vehicle. We've already had some interaction with this, so we have customers that are using the BrightDrop vehicle for local deliveries. So this is sort of reaching into what's going to be in the trucking industry and the fleet piece of it. This is what we see as being next. So let's take a look at this BrightDrop, and we're going to talk about it. It's also an interesting thing as we've got this sort of concern about the U.S. tariffs and what have you. This is something that's made on this side of the border. This is a very useful, functional vehicle. You probably already had something delivered to your home or to your business in this vehicle. This is the first where we think the foray is going to be into fleets. These local deliveries, relatively small distances as opposed to larger vehicles making long highway trips. That's something that I think will come in time. But this is ready to go now. There's enough range on these vehicles, and the fact that we can make them here, I think to me is extremely exciting. And for us, we're happy to be doing things in the EV space for charging for personal vehicles, our goal and our vision at Signature Electric is this sort of fleet piece of it, a very interesting possibility. So having the right vehicle is important, and for our end would be the charging end to make that work. So this, and I think eventually we'll see some vans. Those are great for those local deliveries. Moving on to another top contender, we're here at the Lucid Air, one of the runners-up. This is a vehicle at about $105,000, over 600 kilometers of range, really a good range, and one of the fastest charging speeds in the market. So really a very nice vehicle, and again, coming from a company that does all electric.
Now, we did get the opportunity to talk with someone at Lucid about their newest model, the Lucid Gravity. That interview and walkthrough were so good that we decided to release it in full as its own video, so be sure to head to our YouTube channel and check it out.
Okay, so we just finished hearing an announcement from Mercedes-Benz about their high-powered charging network. So this is something we've been talking about for a long time, of having car manufacturers step up to the plate and see the charging as part of the ecosystem. They said it during the announcement. They can't really sell the cars well if people aren't happy with the charging networks, and then maybe part of the help of doing that is for them to put in their charging network. I think this is great. This charger behind us, it's a sample, is about a 400 kilowatts. So this is what we should be seeing, 350 to 400 kilowatt chargers. That being said, I'm interested to see where they're going to be able to put these in. It's fine to say you want to put a charger in, but there's a lot of electrical power that's required behind these, and the energy that's not usually coming out of existing service. So we'll certainly keep our eye on it. I would hope maybe I come back a year from now. They're just starting to roll out in Canada, and we'll be able to really talk about how this is either worked out or not worked out for Mercedes-Benz and perhaps other car manufacturers. Right? When we had Tesla selling cars, they said they had chargers. This all worked very well. The rest of the manufacturers are getting on board, so we're happy about that.
And the 2025 Canadian Electric Car of the Year is the BMW i4.
So the BMW i4 is coming in just a little over $54,000, just about 500 kilometers of range, not bad, and charging from 10 to 80% in about 30 minutes. So this bit about charging quickly is, if you're going to be electric car of the year, if you can't charge quickly, you're missing the mark. So those are important points from the charging perspective. So something particularly exciting for me was this winner of the Canadian Utility Electric Vehicle of the Year. This is the Ioniq 5. The reason that I'm kind of excited is this is exactly the vehicle that we selected. We have this in our fleet in the office. We use it for testing of electric vehicle chargers and our maintenance. It's part of our regular fleet. We bought it because of this utility piece of it, the fact that it could carry a bit of equipment, and it was sort of came also at a very reasonable price. We bought one in Quebec and brought it in. So this was just at a very exciting moment. Looks like the judges agree with the choice that we made, or maybe we agree with the choices that the judges made. There you have it, the best electric vehicle in Canada. It's a great opportunity to see the difference that we've seen over the years in EVs. The number of cars that are available, the kind of winners that we're seeing, the change. I'm wondering if in time, right now we talk about electric mobility. How much longer before we start talking about mobility and it'll obviously be electric?